Good morning, students. In this video, we are going to discuss about NEET and KCET level coaching part from the chapter Cell, the Unit of Life. Subtopics Nucleus and Microbodies. So now let's enter into today's session. First question. Find out the Robert Brown's contribution from the given options as follows. First one, describe nucleus. Option B, describe ribosomes. Option C, describe chromatin. Option D, describe DNA. So the correct answer for this question is option A, describe nucleus. So let me explain this question in detail. Nucleus as a cell organelle was first described by Robert Brown as early as 1831. Understand? So now moving to second question. Name the material of the nucleus which is stained by the basic dyes. Options as follows. First option, chromatin. Option B, chromosomes. Option C, genes. Option D, all the above. So the correct answer for this question is option A, chromatin. So now let me explain. Nucleus stained by the basic dyes was given by the name chromatin, discovered by Fleming. Understand? So this is very important. They are staining with the help of only basic dyes only. They are named as chromatin, discovered by the Fleming. Understand? Then what about chromatin? How they looks like? And indistinct network of nucleoprotein fibers. Indistinct network of nucleoprotein fibers, they are called as chromatin, presence in the nucleus. Understood, students? Now moving to third question. Choose the stage in which the cell is not dividing. Options. Option A, prophase. Option B, metaphase. Option C, anaphase. Option D, interphase. The correct answer for this question is option D, interphase. So let me take opportunity to explain this question in detail. Interphase, it is also called as rest phase or resting phase. You know why this phase is called as rest phase or resting phase? Because the cell along with the nucleus is not dividing into two daughter cells. It doesn't undergo any kind of change. It means the cells do not undergo any kind of changes when the cells are there in this particular stage. That's why this stage is called as rest stage. Understand? So the correct answer for this question is option D, interphase. Next, third question is over. Now moving to fourth question. Find out the correct option for chromatin. Option A, highly extended. Option B, elaborate. Option C, nucleoprotein fibers. Option D, all the above. The correct answer for this question is option D, all the above. Do you know, students, chromatin has some specifications. Let us see what are those. They are, chromatin are highly extended material and elaborate in nature, and they are made up of with some proteins called as nucleoproteins and looks like fibers together called as nucleoprotein fibers. So with ABC options, option D, all the above is correct. Understood? Now moving to fifth question. Nucleoli in cells possesses. Let's see options. Option A, they are one or more spherical bodies. Option B, it consists nuclear matrix. Option C, nucleoprotein fibers. Chromatin is present. Option D, all the above. So nucleoli, it's a plural, singular nucleolus. So it is a spherical body. They are one or more in number in the nucleoplasm. Understand? So the matrix, nuclear matrix, is called as nucleoplasm. In the nucleoplasm, non-membrane bound structures called nucleoli freely present. They are one or more in number. Understand? This nucleoli is the site for active ribosomal RNA synthesis. So the content of the nucleoli can freely move from nucleolus to cytoplasm. It means from nucleoplasm to cytoplasm. Understand? So there are nucleoprotein fibers. Chromatin is present in the nucleoli. So the correct option for this question is option D. All the above are correct statements regarding the nucleoli. Understood? Now let's see sixth question. Choose the correct statement. This is statement based question. We need to identify the correct statement from the given two statements. Now let's see first statement. Perinuclear space forms a barrier between the materials present inside the nucleus and that of cytoplasm. So let's go to second statement. The outer membrane usually remains continuous with the endoplasmic reticulum. Students, in these two statements, we need to identify the correct statement. So now let me explain statement 1. Perinuclear space. What is this perinuclear space? Generally, nucleus possesses nuclear envelope. In that nuclear envelope, there are two membranes as follows: outer nuclear membrane and inner nuclear membrane. And outer and inner nuclear membrane between there is a space. It is about between 10 to 50 nanometers. The space is called as perinuclear space. So first statement is correct. Next statement 2. The outer membrane usually remains continuous with the endoplasmic reticulum. Hope you have remembered the diagram which I have showed you in the previous video. So the outer nuclear membrane generally continues or connects with the rough endoplasmic reticulum. So rough endoplasmic reticulum possesses ribosomes, and these ribosomes are meant for synthesis of proteins. So those proteins like histones can easily transfer from endoplasmic reticulum to nucleoplasm through a special barrier called nucleopores. So the second statement is also correct. So the correct option for this question is option C. Both the statements are correct. Hope you understood this elaborate explanation. Now moving to next question, seventh question. Find out the correct option for nuclear pores. Here are the four options. Among these four options, we need to identify the correct option which suits to exact nuclear pores. Let's talk about options. Option A, nuclear envelopes interactions. Option B, they are minute pores. Option C, formed by the fusion of two membranes. Option D, all the above. So the correct option for this question is option D. So nuclear pores, they are very minute in size and formed by the fusion of two membranes, outer membrane and inner membrane of nucleus. And this nuclear envelope getting interactions at interval at certain gaps are forming, and these interactions are called as nuclear pores, which works as a barriers between the nucleoplasm to cytoplasm. So the correct option for this question is option D. Hope you understood this explanation. Now moving to eighth question. Identify the irrelevant role of nuclear pores from the given. So we need to identify which is irrelevant to the role of nuclear pore. Let's talk about options. Option A, passages for movement of RNA. Option B, protein molecules passes through them. Option C, movement of materials takes place only in one direction. Option D, all the above. Okay, students, now let's go for detailed explanation one by one. Option A, passages for movement of RNA, full form ribonucleic acid. So it is absolutely correct. Nucleoli is the site for synthesizing active ribosomal RNA. Synthesis takes place. So this nuclear pore helps to transport from nucleoplasm to cytoplasm. So option A is correct, relevant to the nuclear pore function. Next, option B, protein molecules passes through them. This is also absolutely correct. As I told you, outer nuclear membrane having a connection with the rough endoplasmic reticulum. Rough endoplasmic reticulum possesses ribosomes. Those ribosomes are meant for synthesis of proteins, since they are called as protein factories. Example, histones. Very important for NEET examination, please make a note. Those histone protein molecules can move from endoplasmic reticulum to nucleoplasm through nucleopores. So B option is also absolutely right. Next, movement of materials takes place only in one direction. This is absolutely wrong, because movement of materials does not take place only in one direction. Understood? Movement of materials, any kind of materials like protein molecules or any other liquids, they can move from nucleoplasm to cytoplasm, cytoplasm to nucleoplasm. So this statement or C option is absolutely irrelevant to the function or role of nucleopore. Option D, all the above. This is also wrong. So the correct answer for this question is option C. Next, ninth question. Find out the incorrect statement. We need to identify incorrect statement from the given two statements. This is new different method of asking. Till now we have done with the correct statement identification. Now we have to identify incorrect statement from given two statements. Statement 1. Erythrocytes of many mammals possesses nucleus. Statement 2. Seed tube cells of vascular plants possesses well membrane bound nucleus. So students, let me explain in detail regarding both the statements. Erythrocytes, also called as red blood cells. They are also called as red blood corpuscles. They are red in color due to presence of a color causing pigment, hemoglobin. And a matured erythrocyte, mammals like human beings do not possess nucleus. This is absolutely important for NEET exam. Please make a note. Next, second statement. Seed tube cells of vascular plants possesses well membrane bound nucleus. This is also 100% wrong. Seed tube cells comes under phloem tissue. You know what is meant by phloem tissue? Vascular plants. Which ones called as vascular plants? Highly developed trees, angiosperms and gymnosperms are possessing vascular tissues. They are xylem tissue and phloem tissue. Under phloem tissue, these seed tube cells are included. They are not having any kind of nucleus. So both the statements are incorrect. So the correct option is nothing but option D. Hope you understood this explanation. Moving to 10th question. Name the nuclear matrix. Option A, cytoplasm. Option B, protoplasm. Option C, nucleoplasm. Option D, all the above. So the correct answer for this question is option C, nucleoplasm. Nucleoplasm is considered as the nuclear matrix. Remember, this is very important for competitive examinations. Next, moving to 11th question. Nucleoplasm contains, let's see options. Option A, it contains nucleolus. Option B, chromatin is present. Option C, site for active ribosomal RNA synthesis. Option D, all the above. So the correct answer for this question is option D, all the above. So nucleoplasm is the matrix. It contains nucleolus, plural nucleoli, one or more in number, spherical bodies in the nucleoplasm. Next, they are non-membrane bound structures, so easily the content of nucleoli can transfer from nucleoplasm to cytoplasm. So this is correct. Next, B, chromatin is a elaborate and nucleoprotein fibers collectively referred to as chromatin. It is also present in the nucleoplasm. Correct. Next, option C. It is site for active ribosomal RNA synthesis. So this is also absolutely correct as we learned just now. So D option is correct with the ABC options. Hope you understood this explanation. Now moving to 12th question, students. In which phase of the nucleus has a loose and indistinct network of nucleoplasm fibers, are also called nucleoprotein fibers? Now let's talk options. First option, prophase. Option B, metaphase. Option C, anaphase. Option D, interphase. So the correct answer for this question is option D. Let me explain this question in detail. Interphase, as I told you, resting phase or rest phase. In this phase, the nucleoprotein fibers are visible. They are called as chromatin. They are indistinct and network-like structures. Understood? This is very important. Please remember. Next, 13th question. Name the components of the chromatin. Option A, DNA and histones. Option B, RNA and non-histones. And option C, DNA and lipids. Option D, both A and B. So the correct option for this question is option D. So what is option D? Both A and B. So what are A and B options? Let's talk. Chromatin consisting genetic material DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, and some proteins like histones, very important. And it also possesses RNA, ribonucleic acid, and some non-histone proteins also. So with this context of A option and B option are included under D. So D option is correct. Now moving to 14th question. Approximate length of a DNA in a single human cell. You know student, this is really amazing point. Take one human cell, any type of cell, any kind of cell. In that single cell, the DNA has one specific length. What it is? Let's see options. 2 meters, option B 3 meters, option C 4 meters, option D 1 meter. So the correct option for this question is option A 2 meters. It's amazing, right? So in a small microscopic human cell, there are 2 meters of one single long lengthy DNA is present. This is really miracle point. Next, 15th question. A long thread of DNA distributed along with its. So students, as I told you, DNA is a long thread-like structure present in a small microscopic cell, and it is about 2 meters. On the long 2 meters thread of DNA, 46 chromosomes or 23 pairs of chromosomes are present. In those 23 pairs, 22 are autosomes, non-sex chromosomes, one pair is one pair is allosomes called as sex chromosomes. Next, 16th question. Name the construction where every chromosome essentially has. Option A, centromere. Option B, centrosome. Option C, kinetochores. Option D, all the above. So the correct option for this question is option A, centromere. Let me explain about centromere in detail. So here students, centromere, how it looks like. Every chromosome, how many chromosomes are there? 23 pairs of 23 pairs of chromosomes. It means 46. All the chromosomes essentially has one primary construction. The primary construction is also called a centromere. The centromere is present on the sides of which a disc-shaped structure called kinetochores. Understood? Kinetochores are present. So where the kinetochores are present, at that centromere is present. But kinetochore is a disc-shaped structure present on either sides of the chromosome. Please remember this point. This is very important for NEET exam. So the correct option for this question is option A, centromere. Next, 17th question. Pick out the correct meaning for kinetochore. Here are the options A to D. Let's see the correct meaning for kinetochore from the given options. Option A, disc-shaped structures. Option B, presence at primary construction. Option C, two in either sides in one chromosome. Option D, all the above. So kinetochore, it's very special in chromosome. Option D is correct. Let me explain all the ABC options in detail. Kinetochore is a disc-shaped structure. First of all, make sure this point must be clear. And every chromosome First of all, how chromosome is forming? One chromatid thread, which is a nucleoprotein fiber, is joining with another chromatid and forming as a chromosome. How many chromosomes are there? 46 chromosomes are present in the humans. So on the chromosome either sides, this kinetochore, which is disc-shaped structure present at the primary construction called centromere. So C option, 2 in either sides in a one chromosome. This is also absolutely correct. There are two kinetochores present either sides. Either sides means both the sides in a single chromosome. So option D is correct with ABC options. Hope you understood explanation of this question. Now moving to 18th question. This is matching type question, very important way of asking. We need to match column 1 with column 2. So now let's talk about one by one. In column 1 alphabet A, metacentric. So metacentric, what kind of nature it has? Now let's talk about options. Metacentric is generally having one specification. Chromosome has middle centromere. So that type of chromosome is called as metacentric chromosome. What is meant by metacentric chromosome? We'll explain once again. Listen carefully. A chromosome where the centromere is exactly present on the middle, those type of chromosomes are called as metacentric. Then upper arms and lower arms of the metacentric chromosome are equal in size since the centromere is exactly present at the center. Understood? Next, A is matching with the Roman number 4. Next, submetacentric. These submetacentric chromosomes also possesses one important characteristic. Chromosome has centromere slightly away from the middle. Slightly away from the middle. So what may happen? Upper arms are short comparatively compared with lower arms. Lower arms are a bit large in size comparatively upper two arms because the centromere is slightly away from the middle. Slightly away from the middle. Understood? Such type of chromosomes are called as submetacentric chromosomes. So B is matching with Roman number 5. Next, C, acrocentric. Acrocentric chromosomes shows one specific nature. Centromere is close to upper arms of the chromosomes. Understood? So in such a way, these chromosomes are having centromere. Centromere, centromere is close to the upper arms. So in such condition, what may happen? Upper arms are extremely shorter and lower arms are extremely larger. Where in which chromosome? Acrocentric chromosomes. Such type of chromosomes are called as acrocentric chromosomes. Next, D, telocentric. Telocentric chromosomes has very specific characteristic. What is that? It is nothing but chromosome has centromere at terminal. At terminal. So we can't see upper arms. We can able to see lower arms as a length, uh, long length arms. So such type of chromosomes are nothing but called as telocentric chromosomes. Next, E, satellite. Satellite is having one specification. It is nothing but secondary construction. What is the secondary construction? Sometimes a few chromosomes have non-staining secondary constructions at a constant location. This gives a appearance of a small fragment is called as satellite. Have you understood? Yeah, example metacentric chromosome, which you have seen this diagram in the previous video. So is matching with the Roman number 3. So the correct matching is nothing but A with 4, B with 5, C with 1, D with 2, E with 3. So the correct option is option D. Hope you understood this elaborate explanation. This is very important. Please make note and remember it. Next, 19th question. Name the structure where few chromosomes have non-standing secondary constructions at a constant level. Just now we had a discussion. So there is one particular structure in the chromosome, uh, in that too not all the time, sometimes in many of the chromosomes. And let's see options. Option A, microbodies. Option B, chromatin. Option C, kinetochore. Option D, satellite. So the correct answer is satellite. So satellite is a fragment-like structure. It means appearing like a small fragment when there is a non-staining secondary construction is forming at a constant location. The location is nothing but upper arms, not in the lower arms. Understood? Next, last question in this video and from this chapter, which is not true regarding microbodies. Now, here are the four options A, B, C, D. Now, let's find out one false statement regarding microbodies. Option A, non-membrane structures. Option B, minute vesicles. Option C, contains various enzymes. Option D, present in both plant cells and animal cells. So the false statement is nothing but option A, non-membrane bound structures. Actually, microbodies are membrane bound structures, and they are very small, minute vesicular structures, and they're present in the cytoplasm of the both plant cells and animal cells, and containing various enzymes. They're called as microbodies. Micro means small, and can be able to see with the help of only electron microscope. These microbodies includes three organelles. Let's see what are those: glycosomes and glycomeres and praxissomes. All these three together collectively called as microbodies. Understand? So it is the irrelevant or false statement is nothing but option A. It is not a non-membrane bound structure.